Crooked River Amateur Radio Club Tuesday Night Net will start in about 5 minutes. 1080 QP. amateur radio operators, scanner listeners, and anybody that's concerned with amateur radio and learning the ropes of amateur radio. This is the Crooked River Amateur Radio Club's Tuesday night UHF net. Headed good to that point. My name is Pat. My call sign is November 8, Oscar, Quebec, Papa. However, for the purposes of this net, I'll be using the club call of Whiskey 8, Charlie, Romeo, Charlie. This is an open and directed net, and all amateur radio operators are invited and encouraged to check in. All traffic needs to go through net control, and as always, since we deal with emergency traffic here and there, we do ask that you leave small pauses between transmissions so that anybody with any type of that traffic can get in here. It's just a kind of a common courtesy. The purpose of this set is to bring together all amateur radio operators for the exchanging of amateur-related ideas and information, also to keep club members and the amateur radio public up to date on club meetings and happenings such as testing sessions, etc., and to enhance the net operating practice. This net meets every Tuesday night at 7 o'clock local time. We will start out with by asking for announcements from any ham radio operator, club member, etc. that has them, that wants to get them in front of all the traffic on the net. Then we will go ahead and take regular check-ins, at which time I ask that you give me your name and call sign repeated phonetically, and we will do a list of 5 and come back to you. All check-ins are completed. Of course, I will repeat the announcements one last time, and we'll take and do one last call for check-ins, and then that'll be it. This is the last net of 2024. The first announcement that I have is I do want to wish everybody a happy and prosperous new year. The Lord only knows what's going to happen with all the political wrangling and everything else that went on in this year. Hopefully it's going to settle itself down and allow people to live their normal lives. I know I'm sick of it myself, but we won't go there. Okay, we'll go ahead and start with announcements, of which after that, a Happy New Year announcement. We do have a couple of things going on. Since today is, or tomorrow will be our regular club meeting, we just decided that we would forego it for the month. It is January 1st. I wouldn't suppose anybody would want to go meet, even though it would be an evening on the 1st. So we'll just go ahead and forego that, unless there's something that comes up I need to call people together. Then we would probably do it through Zoom. But I don't see that happening. This is just kind of a laid-back time of the year. I am actually pretty anxious to get things started for this year, though, for the next year. Plenty of ideas, plenty of things we want to do. The other thing is that we will have the one meeting, which will be, I think, the 14th is... Actually, it's the 15th. 15th of January. That will be I'm planning on some sort of a presentation, but I've not got everything together for that yet. So rather than announce something erroneous, I will just tell you to stay tuned, and we will get it out in the air as we can. Let me break. coming Saturday at 10 a.m. in the morning, we are doing another testing session. Right now I have 2 candidates, hoping for 3 if anybody wants to join at the last minute here. All you got to do is go to the crarcham.org website, scroll about halfway down the page, look for the thing that says find out when we're doing testing, and it will take you to the registration page. You'll be able to see this actual scheduled VE sessions that we've got. Okay, that takes all care of all my announcements. I do believe we have a trivia question, but let's see if there's any other announcements out there first. Anybody else got any announcements they'd like to stick at the front of the net here? Please call now.
Now.
And just a second now. I know I haven't forgotten you, Keith.
You said call now, so I did. By the way, this is KA8BSA with announcement.
Okay, go ahead with your announcement, but don't give the trivia yet. I haven't asked for that.
Oh, you're no fun. All right. I guess I'll hold off on the trivia question until you ask for it. This is speaking of the final final day of 2024. The final day of my lights is coming up quickly. That would be January 3rd. So if you want to drive by, do a drive-by without any ammunition, look me up on the club roster or QRZ, and the lights start at 5 o'clock and run until 10:30. And the January 3rd is the last day. Back to you, Pat, KA8BSA.
Okay, thank you, Keith. And, we'll come to you for the trivia question here in just a second. Anybody else with announcements? Okay, hearing nothing. Let's go ahead and get the trivia question in here, and we'll go ahead and open it up for regular check-ins. What do you got, Keith?
I don't want to give the trivia question now. You sure got it later. Ha 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 ha. Okay, trivia question. This was kind of winged it off the top of my head, and I'm looking for a name and or call sign of an amateur radio operator that was involved in a seasonal story that comes around about every time this year. Well, somewhat every time this year. Not exactly today, but like the past week. So how's that one, Pat?
My stepdaughter wants to check in, so let me, I'll just check her in for right now, and then she can give her answer. You want to check in? Okay, here.
Kilo Echo 8, Charlie Sierra, Quebec, checking in.
Go ahead, knock yourself out.
My vote is for Tim Allen.
Okay, yeah, I didn't think about that one, but I do have a hint if it's needed. I totally forgot about that particular Christmas, or what was that, the Santa Claus. Yeah, I was thinking of something else that's been around a little bit longer. KA8BSA.
Okay, we'll come back to her if she needs to. Anybody else? Let's open us up to regular check-ins now. If you'd like to check into our net, please call W8CRC.
GKG, John, and Akron.
For Firestone Park.
Okay, gotcha, John. KGKG. John. And I think I heard a KF8CCY, if I'm not mistaken. Was that you, Bob?
Sure.
Okay, we'll come back to you too. Let's see if we can get a couple more here. Anybody else want to check in? Please call.
KD8, ZXE, Mike and Talmadge.
KD8, ZXD. Yeah, that was it, right? I am terrible with call signs anymore. I know Mike. I know who you are. KD. I was right with the call sign, correct?
Negative KD8, ZXE, Zulu X-ray Echo.
Sorry about that. I've got it right now. I apologize. Hang on, let me take two more and we'll come back to the top here. If you'd like to check in, please call. Okay, I hope this isn't going to be a light net, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, let's come back to the top here. CSQ has been pretty much taken care of. KE8GKG, good evening, John. What's going on, sir?
Good evening, Pat, and hello to everyone on the net. I guess I should start out wishing everyone a happy and prosperous and healthy New Year and 2025. Pat, I got my brand new radio on the desk, and I'm learning how to play with it now. And you were right about the receive. That thing is fantastic. I have tons of questions. I'm going to talk with you maybe later tonight if you're going to be around. I'll catch up with you then, or maybe tomorrow. Anyway, I don't have anything else. Good news, I guess. The other good news, I took off the rest of the week, so I'm on vacation till next Monday. How about that? All right, okay. I don't have anything else. The trivia, yeah, I don't have a clue. If it's not Tim Allen, then I'm sorry. I don't have an answer. So with that back to net control, KAHE-KG.
Hey, John, I told you, man. That came down from Mark. I mean, Mark is the guy. I'm glad it's working out for you. And at least you didn't have to be dared to buy it by Keith. Well, we won't go there. Let's move it on here. Mr. CCY, good evening, Bob. How you doing, sir?
Oh, doing pretty good. Want to wish everybody a happy new year. Hope everybody's health will be good next year. I'm telling you right now, I will hopefully be ready for Saturday. The test, I've been studying. The downfall, if I have one, will be capacitance, incidence, resistance, and all that math crap. Having a couple problems with that. I'm redoing that section. I just got done about 15 minutes ago with it. With that said, back to net. This is KF8CCY.
Well, the only thing I can tell you at this point legally is to just keep hammering. Keep doing it test section by section. When you're having trouble with stuff, just go back to it. And then when you're done at the end of the day or end of the night, grab another full test to see how you're doing. That'll tell you, that'll give you a benchmark as to what you've learned. Do you want to do the trivia, answer the trivia, Bob?
I'm sorry, I forgot about that. I haven't got a clue if it isn't Tim Allen. That's the only thing I can think of.
To tell you the truth, the only one I can think of that did anything Santa Claus-wise would have been Cheech and Chong, but I don't think they're licensed. But, yeah, we'll see what happens here. This sounds like it's going to be a pretty good question.
Like it's a trick question.
Probably is. Anyway, let's move it on here. ZXE, good evening, Mike. What's happening with you, sir?
Hey, excuse me. Good evening, Pat, and everybody on the net. Not a whole lot. Just getting ready to ring in the new year, so Happy New Year to everybody. My thought was that Christmas with the Cranks, Tim Allen movie as well, and then I thought maybe Christmas Story, but I remembered he just listened to the regular radio, so I have no idea on the trivia question. But good to hear everybody and good to be back on the net, and just gonna ring it in here at home, I think. So not a whole lot going on, but nice hearing everybody.
Yeah, it's great to hear you, Mike. Glad you popped in with us here. Always appreciated.
Sounds good. We'll leave the amateurs for going out on the town tonight.
That's what I'm doing. I'm not going anywhere. My PJs will get warmed up and I'll be sitting here in a chair. That's pretty much what I do every year. I'm not even allowed any alcohol this year, so all that fun is that, but oh well. When the ball drops, I'll watch it drop and play the usual Old Lang Syne on the radio station and go to bed. Okay, let's move things on here. I am at the bottom of the list here. Let's take see if there's anyone else out ready to check in with and bring in the new year with us. If you'd like to check in and give us your take on our trivia question, just to join us for all the holiday spirit that's here, and join us for the New Year's festivities, please call W8CRC.
Kilo Delta 8, November Echo Oscar, KD8NEO, Darrell in Holmes County. I didn't hear the trivia question, but I'll probably just go with Tim Taylor.
We can repeat it. That's easy enough. I got you as KD8NEO, November Echo Oscar. Is that correct?
That's correct. Darrell in Holmes County.
What's the name again?
Darrell?
Okay, Darrell. Yeah, I recognized you after I heard you. I just not doing real good with names lately. TRYL. All right, gotcha. Keith, want to do the trivia question over again, sir?
I would be delighted to. And welcome to the net there, Darrell. This is KABSA with the trivia question. Okay, I am looking for a name and or call sign of an amateur radio operator who's involved in a Christmas movie that happens during this time of the year. And it's not Tim Allen, I'm sorry, I didn't even think of that one. Or the other movie he was in. But he was in the Corps as a signal, U.S. Army Signal Corps. And I do have another hint that'll probably give it away, but I'll wait. KA8BSA.
Okay, what do you think, Darrell?
I'll just stick with Tim Taylor. You got me. We'll say hello to everybody and have a happy New Year. Back to net control. KD8NEO.
All right, Daryl. Have a good afternoon or good evening, sir, and happy New Year to you. Hang around if you want to hear the answers. We'll have it probably shortly. Anybody else want to check into our net? Please call W8CRC. All right, hearing nothing, let's redo the announcements, which we've only got a couple. And then we'll close things up after we do another round. We do have a net or a training session or testing session coming up this Saturday, 10 a.m. at the church. For information, you can go to crcham.org, and it will go to about the middle of the page and click on when's the next test or something like that. Find out when the next one is. That'll give you a list of all our scheduled tests for the next year. So if you want to check that out, you're welcome to. And Eve Scanner listeners, or what, if you got a new radio for Christmas, for crying out loud, it's time to jump into this. And let us help you get there. The other announcement is we don't have a first meeting of the month this month. I've got something planned for the 4th or the 15th. And if we can get that put together, I will let everybody know. Right now, it's probably going to be some sort of a presentation. So we'll see what happens as we get closer. And Keith's lights are going to be out. I think he said January 3rd. That's the last day. You got to stretch that through the weekend. Keith, think about doing that or no?
I've kind of been using January 3rd for a reason. That would have been my mom's birthday. So that's why I've been using that date for several years now. That's why I chose January 3rd.
Okay, just wondered. Anyway, his lights on Lynn will be turned off January 3rd. That'll be the last night of it. So, with that, I think that's all the announcements we had. So let's go ahead and open it up for another round. If there isn't any, we'll go ahead and close the net up. The last net of the year. If you'd like to check into our last net of the year, please call W8CRC.
KF8CCY, recheck.
Go ahead, Bob.
I'm going to change my trivia answer to Bing Crosby.
KD8NEO, recheck.
Go ahead, Daryl.
I want to renege on my first answer to the tribute. I can't remember the guy's name, but he plays on Walton's Mountain.
Gear?
What's that, Keith?
That wasn't me. Walton's Mountain? I'm not sure about that one. I have to look that up.
Did he play the old man, or was he John Boy?
Or, I don't know, it was one of them there. They had a Christmas time thing where they went across on the shortwave radio.
It's kind of funny how amateur radio sneaks into all kinds of on TV and movies and that. It's kind of cool that way. Anyway, any other answers, or anybody else want want to check in, please give me a call. This is W8CRC. Looking for last-minute check-ins. All right, before I close this net up, I want to hear the answer to this trivia. Because I've sat here racking my brains. I've thought of rural lives. I've thought of, I'm trying to think who else I thought might have been one. Walter Cronkite, Barry Goldwater, for crying out loud. I couldn't come up with anything better than that. All right, Keith, read your trivia question and then give the answer.
This is KAABSA. Okay. This amateur radio operator was involved in a Christmas movie that came out it was around Christmas, and it's not real obvious. It wasn't, someone was close to the general area, I'll put it that way. The name I'm looking for is Gene Shepard, K2ORS. He was the narrator of A Christmas Story. How about that?
Oh, man.
A humbug.
Turkey. That was a trick if I ever heard one.
The other hint was going to be, you'll shoot your eye out.
The second you said Shepherd, I thought, Christmas Story. Yeah, and then I hear in the back, oh, man.
He was on the radio. He did a lot of CW, and he died in 1999, I believe it was. He started getting into a little bit of sideband, and he went by Shep on the radio.
That was a killer question.
What a way to start a new year.
I mean, that was almost as good as my one about Goodyear.
I need to put some coal in his stocking for next year.
Got that right.
Light it up first.
Put a pair of transmission wires on it. Every time he goes to reach in it, key up.
That's why you asked me to do trivia questions.
No, it's not bad enough that we didn't, the Rudolph, or the reindeer thing was bad enough. I know where you got those answers from. And if I would have seen that movie before you did, I wouldn't have had an issue with that. Well, man, that was a good question, man. I will give you that. Anyway, preparing to close this net. Got some, miss? Okay. In preparing to close this net, I'd like to thank everybody who took the time to join us tonight and check in. Without your participation, without you being here, this wouldn't be the same, man. This club has gotten to really appreciate its membership. You don't really have to be a member to be here. We just love the fellowship that's created here. So if you not getting too sappy or anything like that, we do want to say thank you for everybody that's checked in tonight. Anyway, this has been N8OQP. My call sign my name is Pat, and it's been my pleasure to host this evening's net. At this time, I will go ahead and close this net right at 7:30. With looks like 2 8 check-ins, including myself. Have a good evening, everybody. We will be around for quite a while tonight if anybody wants to chat. I'm going to have a radio until at least midnight, so I'm sure there's several others that have told me they were going to do that. If you get a chance, hang with us, and if not, Happy New Year. From November 8th, Oscar Quebec Papa and the W8CRC Radio Club. We're clear, and returning the repeater back to normal and customary amateur use.
Yeah, Pat, reference to the reindeer. I was watching the Red One with the guy that does the farmers insurance commercial. He's done some law or police shows, and he was in it. He was Santa Claus, and then there was what's his face? The wrestler. Now, or actor. And they made reference to the reindeer as girls as well.
You know, they call them girls 3 different times. I just watched that movie last night, and I watched it, so I know what they did. I knew that had to be where you found that. I knew it.
No, actually, I didn't watch that movie till last week. And, my wife's mentioned it before, and years ago, and that they're all female.
By the way, Daryl, if you're still listening, thanks for joining us tonight. You're always welcome back. N8OQP.
Pleasure you having me there. I try to hit every now and then, but sometimes it's impossible. Take care and have a happy new year. KD8NEO.
Good threes, man. N8OQP. I'm about to turn around here and down some grub. I'll be listening, but I ain't going to be talking for a minute. OQP, listening.
And I was just looking up Ralph Waite, who played the John Walton Sr., and I don't see anything about him being a ham radio operator.